Camera traps, or trail cameras, are motion-activated pieces of monitoring equipment which are deployed into the environment in order to record the presence or monitor the wildlife in an area. Camera traps come in many different makes, models and specs and are an excellent way to remotely monitor wildlife whilst causing minimal disturbance to the animal of interest. As they are left recording 24 hours a day and are only activated when triggered by movement, they allow for constant monitoring of an area when you can't be there yourself. To set up your camera trap, you're going to need a few items, 8 to 12 batteries depending on camera model. Preferably these should be lithium or rechargeable as they have a slightly faster trigger speed. A memory card to store your images, some silicone grease to help waterproof it, and also a strap to attach it to a permanent structure. Before setting up our camera trap, there's a few things that we need to check. Firstly, make sure that there is no damage or dirt on the outside covering over the lens. Open it up and make sure that all wires are intact and that there is no rust present. Make sure that the rubber sealant around the edge of the camera is present with a fine layer of silicone grease. Make sure that all camera clips are working. And lastly, make sure that the holes at the bottom are covered over with the rubber sealants. To insert the batteries into the camera trap, it can often be easier to insert the negative end of the batteries into the negative receiving end of the camera trap where the springs are. From here, you can then insert the rest of the batteries easier into the camera. At this time, you also want to make sure that your memory card is inserted into the camera trap. To select the settings that you would like for your camera, first of all set the camera to the setup position. Then, using the keys on the camera, you will navigate across the options to select your settings. For example, to change the camera from recording photos to recording video, select Menu, scroll down to the video option using the arrows and press OK. Attach your camera to a permanent structure and ensure that all straps are fully secured. Position the camera parallel to the ground, bearing in mind that the angle of detection often points downwards, and therefore small animals walking close to the camera can often be missed if the camera is positioned too high. Therefore, if small animals are your target species, the camera needs to be located closer to the ground. Ensure you have a clear line of sight of several meters, free from all moving vegetation and objects, which can obscure your view or trigger the camera. It's also important to bear in mind the detection angle of the camera, which is conical in shape. Here, the grey area represents the area of detection, whereas anything outside the camera will not be detected. When turning your camera on, look for the red flashing lights which indicates that the camera is now on. In recent years, camera traps have become increasingly popular for home use. If setting up a camera in your own garden, firstly ensure that it is not pointing towards the house and is not positioned in a part of the garden which is frequently used by either people or pets. Within your own garden, camera traps can be trained towards areas of interest for wildlife, such as areas of shelter or water sources. They can also be trained on things like bird tables and bird feeders, and are a great way to record the wildlife in your garden.